Hey y'all, and welcome to Cajun Country Living Cooks.
This is a little different video than what we normally put out, but today is a special occasion.
Today is the first time that we are cooking in the house. So what better way to ring it in than with y'all?
Since we started this YouTube journey, we have had an unlimited amount of people say, hey look, are y'all ever going to do a cooking video? Are you ever going to do any of those kind of things? And seriously, we just haven't had the time. So cooking a dinner in an RV when it's 95 plus degrees outside, both air conditioners running, it gets hot fast. So it's really not a fun task to do. So we're really kind of excited about doing that in here today.
And that is why we kind of pushed to try and get our stovetop in here, because that really eliminates the problem of having to go over to our RV and cook. And now, here we are.
Temporary kitchen.
Exactly.
Seems like everything we do is temporary.
I know.
Well, we're going to do that, but it's temporary. Okay, so let's get started on this Étouffée. Thank y'all for coming along.
So I guess that we should really check and see if this stovetop really does work.
I hope so. Okay, the first thing you want to do is put a whole stick of butter in your pan.
Keeping it healthy right off the bat.
Absolutely. But the good thing about this is there's probably 100 different ways to cook Étouffée. But the way we're going to show you how to do this is super easy and anybody can do it.
So how old were you whenever you ate your first Étouffée?
I don't really know. Probably 9 months. Yeah, I had one of them bottles with the big holes in the end of it, you know, like a big sippy cup. Big enough to get a crawfish tail through. As soon as you get your stick of butter started melting in your pan, you want to chop up a whole onion. We're going to put some celery in and 2 bell peppers. Now, I'm not a big fan of celery, but this particular dish, it needs celery to get the taste right. Now, I don't know for sure, but they say that the bell pepper with 3 points on it is a female, and the bell pepper with 4 points is a male. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but what I do know is the bell pepper with 3 points on it is always sweeter. And you need a little bit of that sweet caramelization whenever you start putting in your salts and stuff in there to kind of balance the flavor. So the more sweet that's natural that you can use, the better.
Fun fact, I did go to a culinary class one time, and might have gotten kicked out. The details don't matter. All I know is that I can cook a mean cake now, okay? The rest of what they cooked, don't ask me about that, but I can tell you, I can cook a mean cake.
I'm kind of curious. I don't know this story myself.
Well, that's a story for a different time.
Today's video is sponsored by Soundcore. We're delighted to get to introduce to y'all the motionboomplus. This, designed for the outdoor activities speaker, is a must-have for any type of adventure. Equipped with 20 hours of playtime, the motionboomplus design is ideal for epic sound. With a total upgrade, the speaker offers 30-watt titanium woofers, dual 10-watt pure silk demo tweeters, and 1 passive radiator. This extreme outdoor sound will make a statement. Press play and experience huge 80-watt stereo sound that is super clean even at high volumes. The waterproof design is what sold us on this speaker. If dropped or thrown into the water, it will float, which makes it super convenient for all types of activities based around the water. When we get ready to load up on the buggy for our adventures, the last thing we want is a bulky, heavy speaker. Soundcore is just 2.5 kilograms and is equipped with a strap for easy carry. That's just over 5 pounds. Soundcore has paid grave attention to the sound quality of the Motion Boom Plus, adding technology to amplify the bass. Customize your own equalizer settings with the Soundcore app if you prefer, or an auxiliary cord connection is available. This speaker is only $179.99. Being able to take this speaker anywhere you go is priceless. Thank you, Soundcore, for sponsoring today's video.
So we got the butter going, getting the onion cut up. So what'll be next?
Well, we're going to need to put about 2 tablespoons of flour in. And we're going to make a butter-based roux.
And no, Loudly was not named after Southern cooking. People tried and tried to get Jim and I to put Loudly's middle name spelled like you spell the dish. R-O-U-X. But not the case, poor baby. Her nickname would have been Gumbo.
Now you have to be real careful when you put your flour in there. You don't want to have biscuit dough. You want to have a consistency that is on the verge of paste, but still a little bit liquidy. So a couple tablespoons should do it. And what you want to do is stir this non-stop until it becomes a golden caramel color. You know, even though we don't have very much counter space, this is probably the most room we've had to cook side by side in the kitchen since we've been together, you know?
Ain't it?
This is about the color that you're looking for whenever you're making your roux for your étouffée. You don't want it much darker than this, like if you was going to make a roux for a gumbo. And if you was making a roux for a gumbo, you'd use oil instead of butter anyway. But man, that smells so good. Can you smell that? Time to put in the veggies. So whenever you first put these vegetables in there, it looks like you're making a vegetable soup. So don't be intimidated by that. Those vegetables are going to cook down and they're going to be just right. The trick is with this is just to keep stirring. You don't want anything to stick. Keep moving it around, keep cooking it down. Hey, that sounds like a song. Keep moving it around and cooking it down.
How many people will this end up feeding?
I guess it depends on how hungry they are. Okay, now that we got that cooked down pretty good, we're going to put about a teaspoon of minced garlic in. Okay, now that we have all that cooked down, we're going to add in just 2 cans of regular tomato condensed soup. Such technique.
What? Yeah, like I said, did not learn that in culinary school.
Okay, so this dish is served over rice. At least it is for us. We like jasmine rice. It's got a more of a floral flavor to it. It's really good rice. I don't know. So this is a really, really sophisticated way to cook rice. You take rice. When you add your water to your rice, and we're using a rice cooker, just make it quick and easy. Use the knuckle method. It doesn't matter how much rice, how big of a piece of equipment you're cooking the rice in, this always applies. So you just pour the water in until the water goes over your first knuckle. Guaranteed, perfect every time.
Is it the most sanitary? No.
If
but
you have
does it
clean
work?
hands, it's absolutely sanitary. You just have to wash your hands before you start cooking, which, by the way, you should be doing anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I just put a little salt in. Rice is usually always bland, so just give it a little salt. Whatever you like. Now this étouffée is pretty much a tomato gravy, supercharged. So you add water slowly. You add water in incremental steps until you get the desired consistency. Some people like it thinner, some people like it thicker. We personally like it a little bit thicker, but we tend to get it a little thinner before we put our crawfish in, just so that it balances out. Well, that should be just about right after we add our crawfish tails, judging by the drip. A lot of people have their own methods, but if I cook just about anything, I use cheap wooden spoons. And I know that's crazy, but it just always seems to taste better to me. And I can't stand that metal raking on the bottom of the pot trying to stir it. It drives me insane. So, cheap wooden spoons for me all the way.
So now that Jim has it thinned down as much as we want it to, we are gonna get out the seasoning and go ahead and make it taste how we want it. So our seasoning of choice is this brand called Pops. It is local to down south. Jim actually worked with a guy that makes this stuff, and it is very hard to get your hands on. As soon as he gets it manufactured, it is gone like that. But a good substitute for this stuff is going to be called Tony's. It comes in a green container. They'll have that at Walmart. I actually have looked up north just to see if I could find it, and I could.
The reason it's crucial to season it right now is because it's the most liquid that it's going to be at this moment. So you want to season it until it becomes slightly seasoned to where you want it. And then as it cooks down and condenses, the water cooks out, it becomes more seasoned. So you don't want to end up with a pot full of too salty and too spicy. It wouldn't bother me, but for some people, not naming any names.
I used to not like the spicy. I've had to get used to it.
This is if you can get your hands on this stuff, I can't talk about it enough. Guy makes this in New Iberia, Lafayette area, and it is just outstanding. After it sits there and simmers for a little while, then we'll give it the old taste test. We're gonna make this a crawfish étouffée, and we buy Louisiana crawfish. We support Louisiana business. But if you're in an area where you can't get your hands on crawfish and all you can have is shrimp, cook a shrimp étouffée.
So étouffée, what makes it an étouffée is having the shellfish in it. So chicken can pass for shellfish, right?
If I made chicken étouffée, I would never tell any of my family.
What would you call it?
I'd say I made some kind of featherless surprise or something. I don't know. It'd be, boy, what's wrong with you? You can't put chicken in étouffée. You done bumped your head?
Well, they'd be like, you've been around Lydia way too long.
Now keep in mind, we have not been cooking this very long. We're already to this state. So as soon as the seasoning gets close to being tasting right, then we're going to start adding in the crawfish, and then it's going to be simmer time, and within the hour, this will be ready. So now that that's had time to simmer for a little while, we're going to put in 24 ounces of crawfish tails. Cleaned, peeled, washed, ready to go.
Lad said that you were taking too long. So she had to get her a little snack, huh?
Lily, you hungry? Are you ready for some crawfish étouffée, baby? So we're going to put the lid on and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. And as soon as the rice is ready, so are we.
And yes, our rice is being cooked on the floor. Just because we cooked ours in a cast iron absolutely does not mean that you have to. We just do this sometimes, whatever's handy we grab, and this time it just happened to be a cast iron. So feel free to make this in whatever type of skillet you want. So our rice is done, and that means it is time to eat. So we're gonna go ahead and fix our plates. We'll show y'all what it ended up looking like. If y'all like this video too, let us know. This is definitely a new concept for us, and like we said in the beginning, we've had a lot of people reach out to us asking us to do some Cajun cooking, and hey, we might even throw some northern cooking in there. So y'all just let us know if you liked it, and we will see y'all on Friday.